Hi there, my name is Kat, and I'm here to read to you from a book called Pop Kids by one Davey Havok. Somewhere around the beginning of 2013, it was announced that Davey Havok from the band AFI would be releasing his first book, his first novel, if you want to call it that. And needless to say, when the first YouTube trailer for the book came out, we didn't know what to make of it. Nobody I knew what to make of it. And then there came the videos of Davey Havok doing readings from the book, and you could read little snippets of it on Amazon, and we basically all just lost our shit. So, I put it out there on Facebook that if someone would buy the book for me, because I wasn't willing to pay the amount of, $20? Wow, $20. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. To the person who bought this book for me, and you know who you are, I am so sorry that you spent $20 on this book. But anyway, what I wanted to do was I wanted to read it and make videos of myself reading it, because I figured, number one, it would save you all money, and number two, it would probably be hilarious, because, after reading what I read from this book, it's just ridiculous. So, without further ado, I'm going to start reading from Pop Kids by Davey Havok. This is the prologue. Prologue. It's all screen names now. I have a very difficult time remembering what we used to call each other before this all began, before I became a film great. But here in this silent warming glow, I have time and cause to reflect. I somehow managed to fondly recall that Stella was Sarah. I just turned down a birthday surprise from her that most guys in my class would trade their entire wardrobes for. During junior year, as she was being dropped off after lunch by college-aged guys in luxury cars, I would watch her with hopeless longing. Now I have given her so much more than they ever could, and she deserves it. She deserves me. She's hot, ambitious, knows a good thing when she sees it, and will stop at nothing to get it. As I think of Holly, knowing who she was and what was supposed to happen when I opened the pink door, I can't remember her old name. It's fine. I shouldn't bother. Thinking about her right now just heightens the screaming in my head. I kissed a girl and... Fuck you, Katie! I whisper, then cough. The smoke is soothing, but there's more of it than I'm used to. Stepping back into the alley past the dumpsters, I pinch a weightless piece of ash from the crackling night and safely admire my work, clicking. My fingers are slick. My hands smell like butane. I should really get out of here. I inspect the inscription on my Zippo, one of my many gifts from Bickle, my generous guardian, whose bumblebee sweater is now speckled with awful little hard-to-get-out bloodstains. It's a shame about that sweater. Shane's sweater. Weird, his name is Shane. I used to call him that. Even now, hundreds of scenes later, I can remember naming my protective friend. He wanted so badly a screen name. Leo, Star, and Donnie, on the other hand, they've all kept their old names. That's weird, too. They've all remained the same this whole time. I didn't. I changed. I flourished and became the leading man in all of this, the shockingly well-dressed teenage MC of our grand private affairs in this tired town. The glorious director of it all. I became Scorsese. Score. It's Score for short. Pausing before I flee, I kneel back down. When I introduce myself to the timid gray Manx, whose curiosity has finally drawn him close enough to be scratched behind the ear, he cringes, reminding me that I too dislike the name. Feeling that Score sounded too much like the name of someone who should be selling speed in Nevada, I briefly fought against it, but our screen names stick when they're right for us. Score was the right one for me. I've come to respond to nothing else. My name is Score, I confidently proclaim, and today is my birthday. Though my birthday technically ended a few hours ago, I accept that this cleaning is the true celebration. I am sad that after what happened tonight, the film greats will never again congregate in the same way, but the fire comforts me. As the mess that is slowly building up around us burns beautifully high into this dark October morning, the warm sound of the flames melts the rich, icy, screaming croon of Old Blue Eyes. It's fine. Looking at me like there's something terribly wrong, the Manx meows, then darts back into the alley. Everything's fine. And thus concludes the prologue. So the next section is entitled Summer. And I suppose I will read from Summer. Why not? And that will conclude the first video. And I'll see how it goes over. So anyway, here is Summer. The air conditioning in Zach's bedroom is broken. It smells like PE in here, and I'm sweating, which I hate. It's August, and our NorCal Valley has been enjoying a modern shredded ozone summer that is commanding both my perspiration and the controversy that's growing in the kitchen. This whole town revolves around grapes, and Zach's parents own most of them. As he and I lay on the thinly carpeted floor between two electric fans, his folks are discussing how this heat wave is going to affect the upcoming harvest. Sue wants Willie to come with her on her next Parisian shopping trip. Willie is insisting that he needs to stay nearby to deal with the late summer crop. It's all very riveting. Staring at the poster of Joey Ramone tacked above Zach's head, I can hear his mom's voice ooze with the distorted fuzz of personality crisis. Even with Sue's argument flowing in the background, the grit in the singer's voice sounds perfect coming through the high-end speakers. The Prozens are one of the few rich families in this town, and Zach and his little brother are all the better for it. They can basically have whatever they want, though they rarely ask for much beyond phones, computers, video games, surfboards, skateboards, and the occasional car. I'm stuck with middle-class parents, but at least I get to enjoy the benefits of the farmer's wealth by proxy. Still, lying on my back, I text. Sue, compromising, suggests that her husband skip his next camping trip to come to San Francisco with her for the next weekend. Willie concedes before bringing up the town's most recent church fire. It's the second of the summer, and most people seem to be quite the tiff over it. With more curiosity than concern, he explains they don't know if it was arson or just some freak accident with candles and dried flowers. I read that it was flowers, she says, and then returns to matters of shopping. Her voice reminds me of my counselor's whale song CDs. God damn it. Using his remote, Zach replays the trashy anthem as his mom begins speaking French. If only it were the 70s. We missed all the good shows. I know, man. Or the 90s. Or the 80s. Yeah, and what if we were in England? Think of what we could have seen then, I say. But you know what city they say is like London, right? San Francisco. Reading the text that just came in from Sarah, I sit up to beg for relief from the boredom. Want to roll out the old CC in neutral and drive us to the party tonight? I can't. He stands to unplug his laptop. Dad re-hid the keys. Propped against the flyer-covered wall, stretched beside his unmade bed, he taps on his keyboard, sweating. Despite the heat, Zach has been wearing long sleeves to avoid furthering his Cadillac's confinement. During the last week of junior year, he got caught sneaking out with Jamie, Drew, and Michelle to see what the twins' parents deemed to be a satanic rock band based on their demonic name, Vampire Weekend. Zach didn't care about the show, but Jamie wanted to go. He took the opportunity both to put in some work with her and get a tattoo. Using his flawless fake ID, he had a big bearded guy at Blackheart SF drill LAMF into his skin. The following afternoon, his father suffered a displeased call from the twins' dad and took Zach's car away. Zach and I agree that his punishment comes more from Willie having been forced to listen to the zealous ranting of Mr. Todd than from Zach having cut school to drive the unregistered caddy. Still, he now wears his GI jacket all the time to conceal the fresh wound. Willie thinks tattoos are seedy, and Zach doesn't want to risk having to walk to school this year. This is awful. When are you supposed to get it back again? I tap my touchscreen, frustrated over having lost my favorite driver. I've yet to get my license, as I prefer to be chauffeured. What a dick. Not until school starts. Man, I've looked for those fucking keys everywhere. He must have taken them to work. I suggest a hot wire. Considering the possibility, Zach stops clicking the keyboard. What's going on again? Dubstep party at Minna Gallery. Those DJs that the girls know can get us in. He rolls his eyes. I should have told him it was a proto-punk night. Normally, Zach would take any opportunity to get out of town. We all would. Even with the city, being hours away and a gallon of gas being the price of a McQueen tie, we'll do whatever it takes to escape, because nothing ever happens in our tiny little town. Ever. Temporary absences provided by shows and parties in the city give us the will to not hang ourselves on grapevines. It's never enough, though. Strategically, I use his long-standing crush as bait. But I think Jamie has the Jeep, so if you don't want to go, I can probably squeeze in the back. I stare at him. Even the prospect of hanging with Jamie hasn't persuaded Zach to break into his own car. He isn't going to drive us, and what's worse, he doesn't want me to leave him. My iPhone buzzes with another text from Sarah. Zach steps over me and grabs a drink from the mini-fridge. Dude, Dustin found a way into that old hotel. It sounds like it might be the perfect place to do the party. We should go check it out. Looking down, he grins, knowing how badly I've wanted to find a room for my premieres. Okay, I say, but first I'm going over to Barbara Johnson's. I snatch the bottle of San Pellegrino from his hand, as his fridge purges its precious mist. She's out being a hippie again, and I've just been asked to come entertain her daughter. I can't believe that's happening for you, man. It's really cool. I grab my splintering reel deck from the wall by his back door. Dustin gave me the board pre-thrashed. Well, I've had to wait in line, but it's been well worth the wait. Sweating from the skate across town, I stand on Sarah's porch. I could just walk in, but I won't. I can't forget my manners. I bandana my brow and gently knock. Come in. I ease into the cool shadows of the living room. Leaning my skate against wall. Okay. I close the door, blocking out the natural light that the heavy eastern blinds couldn't intercept. As I linger in the glow of the giant flat screen, the TV blares the news that matters, and Sarah types, sitting on her mom's oversized burgundy faux suede couch, in her hot pink boy briefs and sheer white loose-fitting tank top. She looks like an American Apparel ad. Usually she doesn't go braless, but in the heat and privacy of her living room, her fantastic go-getters are getting time to breathe. I glance between areola outlines and the small mirror in the entryway, and the TV yammers, and Sarah types. With her pink Hello Kitty Mac illuminating her downcast baby blues, my freshman year fantasy listlessly dangles her foot full of cotton balls in front of a whirring fan. The tangy scent of pink lacquer comforts me, as does her ability to match her toenails to her underwear. Tapping her keyboard, and without looking up, she greets me. Hey, Mike. Clicking my Zippo from within my jeans, I turn to the screen. The guy on E is making fun of the daughter of an old Hollywood great for having driven her Bentley across a private Malibu beach and into the Pacific. When the cops pull her out of the car, she's wasted, and in her underwear. What you watching? I ask. Did you see this? Sarah flicks her TV toward her wrist toward the TV, as if it were a sparkling vampire mosquito. That poor thing. I don't see why he needs to be so vicious about it. Her glistening nails return to tap at the keys. Please, look at her. She totally deserves it. No, she doesn't. Looking up, sounding personally offended, Sarah defends the socialite's character. And she looked totally hot when they pulled her from the wreckage, all soaking wet, see? The shot of the post-crash blonde being escorted from the car flashes back onto the screen. She does look good, sort of like a Calvin Klein billboard. You're right, I concede. Her father must be beaming. Silently, Sarah finalizes what seems to be a page of typing before snapping shut the Mac. Why don't you bring that cute, sweaty, self-satisfied ass over here? She called my ass sweaty. I desperately wanted to freshen up, but can't bring myself to ask to use the bathroom. Hoping to pat myself down with a dish rag within the privacy of the kitchen, I say, It's pretty hot. Should I grab some fruit pops? Just get over here, Mike. Her magnetic sex electrifies the room. Obediently, I plop down next to her. I blot my brow with toe cotton. The e-host's face is eclipsed by two delectable all-natural treats. From beneath her sheer tank top, they challenge me, face to face, as Sarah straddles me. She looks down. Her dark wavy hair hides us from the media, and within the safety of our solitude, I watch my hands slide up her soft, lotiony thighs. My fingertips touch the elastic perimeter of boy briefs. I look back up. Sarah shifts her hips, purposefully grazing my lips with her right nipple. And something deep within the darkness of my black denim stirs. Oh dear, Michael, what's that? She unbuttons my pants. Since we haven't even kissed, I might have been a bit embarrassed by my immediate readiness. If she wasn't so pleased by what springs from my jeans. In a matter of seconds, she pulls my pants down to the ground, her panties to the side, and my eager producer up inside her. She's a good girl. Her palms push down on my chest, and her blossoming perspiration increases the marvelous transparency of her top. Sarah is such a good girl. Lounging alone in nothing but the slowly drying traces of our fluid scene, I'm watching TMZ. The captivating piece on Lilo ends. A commercial for depression meds comes on. I clean off a bit of leftover joy with some cotton balls. Slip on my black jeans, black summer shirt, and black chucks. Then head to the kitchen to get the pink lemonade fruit pop I've been craving for the past 40 minutes. Discarding the plastic wrapper in the recycling bin, I slink down the hallway to enter Hello Kitty's lair. With my icy treat in my hand, I walk over pink carpet and past piles of Tarina Tarantino jewelry scattered across the pink dressers in the pink mirror. I'm sorry, by this point in the book, it should just be pages full of that say nothing but pink. Just pink, 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 pink. Pink, 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 pink. Pink, 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 pink. And then shoves my eager producer inside of her. Anyway. So, okay, pink dressers, pink mirror. Next to the Ameripop Girl posters tacked to the pink wall above the pink bed. I pause to inspect myself before breaching the cleansing happening in Sarah's bathroom. Also pink. Oh my, what are you doing in here? She demands with the drama of a Silver Age starlet. I bet there's another sex scene coming up. Anyway, I peek my head into the shower. I thought I could help. Sure you can, sexy. Or, actually, there's no comma, so it might be, sure you can, sexy. Or, sure, you can, sexy. Anyway, immediately physically excited, I'm about to take off my pants when she says, hand me that razor on the sink. Alright. So, the next sentence begins with Moz. So I'm going to assume that instead of saying God, She's so hot. Davy Havoc has decided to substitute it with saying Moz, so there's that. Moz, she's so hot and so comfortable with me basking in her steamy nakedness that it's almost making me uncomfortable. Pecking off a piece of my pop, I hand her the fortunate pink and white blade. She sets it on the plaster-shelled soap dish, or the plaster shell-shaped soap dish jutting from the pink tiles next to my shoulder, tilts her head back and rinses her long dark hair. Hoping that she'll ask me to shave her, I discreetly push aside the plastic kitty curtain to get a better view of her arched back, long neck, and wet boobs. She pushes the water from her face, opens her ice blue eyes. I'm surprised her eyes aren't pink. Reclaims the razor that has mysteriously ended up back in my hand and stares. I feel like I'm in a Girls Gone Wild commercial, and the possibilities are endless, until, in a gentle, "Why are you still here?" sort of way, she asks, "So, what's up?" Shaken, I remember that I did actually come in here to tell her something. I'm not going to go with you girls tonight. Zach's being weird and won't steal his car, so I'm just going to stay and hang with him. You know, he gets lonely without me. So do I, she pouts. It's not going to be the same without you, sexy. He actually put a comma there, so that's cool. This sentiment is momentary. She will sincerely miss me up until about the time that she's finished drying her hair. I know this. It's fine. I'm not complaining. At least I was her first for today, probably. Plus, I've got a hotel to sneak into and a dream party to realize. Yeah, I know, I say, lingering in the steam, but I promised him that I'd stay. I'll probably still be around when you get home, though. I'll write you when I'm on my way back. She motions for my fruit pop. It almost perfectly matches the tiles. Of course it does, because they're pink, because everything's fucking pink. See, as she sucks the pink ice beneath the steamy cascade, her inaudible hum rises. This hum is a primal, witchy sort of sex power. Sarah can turn it up and down, but never off. Right now, she has it cranked up high. It feels like a private jet has landed in front of me. Since you're not coming, maybe I'll ask Becca to come. I say a little prayer to Morrissey that she keeps her promise to text. She slides the gooey stick from her mouth. You still have to meet her, Mike. Or, and again, there's no comma, so maybe you still have to meet her, Mike. She's so adorable. Yeah, totally. Enjoying the view, I hang with the shower curtain. Sarah slides the pop back in her mouth for a final ostentatious suck, before becoming bored with the treat and dropping it. It dissolves in a pinkening stream on the shower floor, as she lathers her summer-tanned legs. Mike, get out of here. I've got to shave. And thus concludes this installment of Pop Kids by Davy Havoc. I hope you've all enjoyed yourself, and I will read more later. Part 2. Bye.